Aloha! How's it, everybody? Kamaka Brown here with the Sandwich Island Social Network Aloha Friday show, our Aloha Friday podcast, and we've got a great guest today. We're going to have some fun. The Aloha Friday with the Sandwich Island Social Network is a series of interesting, fun conversations sharing the lives and journey of people in our island community wherever they may be. The Sandwich Island Social Network is a nonprofit organization serving Hawaiians and Hawaiians at heart away from their island homes, and we gratefully accept tax-deductible denominations, not just denominations, but donations, to support the work we do in the community. And you can go to sandislands.org. Look up there on your screen, upper right-hand corner, sandislands.org, where you can find out how you can make tax-deductible donations to help and the work that we do. And we have such a pleasure today of having a local girl with us, believe it or not. She was brought up in Kalihi. Hello. She is a Farrington governor. And we are so delighted to have all the way from the Bay Area right now. Please welcome Jan Yanehiro. What's up, Jan?
Aloha.
Aw, so good. Oh, you know what? We have many Hoonies in the audience. Hold on. Hey, see that? I have to also tell you, I do have Portuguese assistants, and every guest that comes, they have to officially welcome you because you are not officially on the show until you get the Portuguese conch shell, okay? That's important. And there's a second one because always get Mauka and Makai. There you go. Now you are officially welcome to the Aloha Friday show. How you doing? What's up? What's up?
I am doing just fine. As we say, we're hanging loose. We're having a good time. I've got my Farrington hat right here.
Watch out. Watch out.
I've got my Farrington t-shirt right
Watch
here.
out. Watch out.
Go Governors. And I'm just going to brag really quickly, Kamaka. So I graduated in 1966, Barrington. I'm 75 right here, 75.
You baby.
Au natural.
You
Au
baby.
natural.
Just baby.
It was my year in high school that we won the football championship. We beat everybody. We beat Punahou, we beat Kamehameha, we beat St. Louis, we beat your school, Roosevelt.
Oh, you had to rub that in.
Yeah, we beat everybody, and we were the football champions. And every time we have our reunion, and we just had our 57th high school class reunion a couple months ago in April in Honolulu. And we brag that we are the champions. We are the champions.
We are the champions.
Yes. Yeah. And people said to me, I emceed our 57th high school class reunion. They said, it's such an odd number. Don't you have like 50? I said, oh, we had 50, 55. Yeah, we had our 55th. Why 57? Because this is the year, Kamaka, that we all turned 75.
So we do have some friends that are jumping in. Just want to say aloha. Here's Kate Bennett saying aloha from the east wing of the Holly over here. She's dropping. Oh, here's Brother Marty Burns saying aloha, Kamaka and Jen. Brother Marty Burns Marty Burns broke them out bake shop. And he's got a pop-up bake shop. He makes lilikoi mochi.
Sounds so oh my gosh.
I'll fax you. I'll fax you something.
Okay. Send me the recipe. I can see that Marty is saying, yes, Farrington High School, the home of Auntie Hetty and Jesse Sapolu.
Yeah.
It's our guy. San Francisco 49er.
And what
Hall of Famer.
What a gentleman. I had Jesse Sapolo on our Aloha Friday show. We talked about the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame and the work he's doing right here in Southern California with the youth, youth at risk and the program that he has. So beautiful. And yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's so.
It,
And well, so sidebar about Jesse, I mean, we both are proud when I see him. We go, hey, Farrington, Farrington. But what he's doing is he's mentoring this next generation
yes,
of
yes,
Polynesian football players.
yes.
And we've had Troy Polamalu, we've got we had Marcus Mariota, we still have Marcus who signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he was the first, really the first really big name
Yeah, yeah,
Polynesian
yeah,
football player,
yeah.
and now he's mentoring this next generation. And I'm mentoring a young woman who is producing a documentary on the next generation of Polynesian football players. So I'm so proud about
Wow,
that. So
sweet.
go
Yeah.
Jesse,
Well,
and
on
go
that,
Marcus.
go Marcus Mariota. In a little while, you you touched on next generation, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that too. But we'll get to that about how to prepare the next generation for success and to survive the changes that are afoot, as we would say in Sherlock Holmes, changes are afoot. Um, so you know what? Let's just jump in a time machine. Okay, me and you gonna get in a time machine right now. Um, and we have it doesn't have the time machine does not have push button windows. It has a roll up window, so you gotta roll the window up in the time machine. It's that old.
I remember that.
And so
I
that
remember rolling up the windows. Yeah.
rolling up the windows, so I gotta roll up the windows at the time machine, and we're back to 1966. And I'm gonna ask you, Jan, where did you used to go hang out? Where did you guys used to go grind? Let's see, you get together with your girlfriends or some friends, whatever, and say, hey man, I'll meet you over
Or
there.
boyfriends, Kamaka,
Boyfriends,
boyfriends,
yes, the dating,
boyfriends
yes, yes,
too.
yes. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. So
where you guys go? Where we gonna go in the time machine?
one of our favorite places, yeah, so we're from Kalihi Valley, so we had to like travel a little bit outside of Kalihi Valley to be really adult and so we used to go to KC Drive-In. And KC
Oh,
Drive-In, unfortunately, was on Kapahulu Avenue. It's no
yeah.
longer there. I'm so sad. I used to take my kids there, but remember the waffle hot dogs
Oh,
there?
yes, yes,
Remember we
yes.
had Ono Ono shakes. It was a peanut butter
Oh,
and chocolate
oh,
milkshake. It was
ow,
so Ono.
ow,
And then
ow, ow.
I know. So then, people don't remember this except you and I, Kamaka, but we had to roll up our windows and
Yeah,
we had to roll. We didn't have like push button. So we had to roll up, and then they put a tray, they would hang a tray onto your
yes,
car window. And,
yeah.
and that's how they would bring all the food. But those days, I mean, I can tell you, what is still there though. We used to go for some Simon at Sekia's. It is still
Oh,
there.
across from Kamiki High School. Oh,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
oh,
tequila, Simon,
I can,
Simon, and
I,
and the teriyaki,
I can smell the
the
teriyaki.
skewers, the
Oh,
teriyaki. Yeah. Oh
stop
my
it,
God. So,
stop it.
yeah, and then they had a delicatessen right next. As you walk in, there's this delicatessen, and you can buy the tempura, and you can buy the
Ah,
sushi and the spam musubi, and
yep.
and all that. And then up the street, on Kapahulu Avenue, my other favorite place, and I still take people there, Rainbow Drive-In.
Yes.
You know, Rainbow, get the 2 scoops white rice. I go for white rice, and I go for the macaroni salad. They put it in scoops. 2 scoops white
Hmm.
macaroni salad,
Hmm. Hmm.
locomoco, or you can get Kahlua pig and cabbage.
The
And
roast, the
anyway,
roast, the
Rainbow
ro
Drive-In.
the roast pork with that gravy all over everything on that, and the roast, the meat just melt in your mouth. It's like, oh, I can feel all the cholesterol building up inside of me just thinking about it. But that's okay. We didn't think about
I
it
I
in
know,
those
I know,
days.
I know. Okay, and I always tell my mainland friends, and when you go to Rainbow Drive-In, you got to go down the street on Kapahulu and go to Leonard's Bakery, where they have the best malasadas. I mean, I've
Uh-huh.
tried malasadas everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Nothing like malasada. You got to go to the main one. I know they have one in Pro City,
Yeah.
but malasadas in Kapahulu, there's now a line. But I said, you got to go. You got to order the dozen. You can do half cinnamon
Ah,
and half plain, but you got
yes.
to eat the malasadas in the parking lot
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
when it's
yeah.
hot.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing turned to rock
That's my
after
tip.
after
Yeah,
about a half hour.
that's my tip.
after a half hour, the malasadas turns to a rock. It could be a weapon. You could break glass with it, so you gotta
Yeah,
eat it when it's still warm. Marty
yeah.
says,
I mean,
"Okay."
and there's
Marty says, "Okay, I'm hungry now. Thanks a lot."
yeah, yeah. Thank yes, I know all the hot malasadas, and then and
uh,
you can get the go to Rainbow Drive-In. Oh, and
uh-huh.
now Kamaka. I mean, we're so kind of more sophisticated. Now we're doing poke bowls,
Yeah, oh yeah, Pokeball.
right?
Yeah, yeah, Pokeball.
And up on Kapahulu between Rainbow Drive-In and Leonard's, there's uh poke. It's like ono poke. It's
Oh,
so ono too.
okay.
Oh, look at this. Kay is saying she remembers the roller skating waitresses. Yes.
Casey drive in. And you know what? You're not
Yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to.
Casey
If
driving.
the people that don't know, like sometimes you get some howlies or some service guy, military guys in their cars,
Yeah.
whatever, and nobody's around, and they toot their horn. Yeah. Ooh, you're supposed to flash your
Ooh,
light.
bad, bad,
Light.
bad, bad.
You gotta
Yes,
you gotta
bad.
flash your
Yeah,
light, right? If you toot your horn, you're never gonna get
exactly,
service.
exactly. Yeah.
The
Okay,
service
so
the
uh,
service was terrible. We went toot our horn and nobody came. Brah, nobody gonna.
I know. And so, and I don't know about you. So, I go back and forth from San Francisco, and I know you live in Southern California, and we go back to Hawaii all the time. So, because Hawaii is our home. I always say, hey, I'm going home to Hawaii. Isn't
Yeah.
that funny? I mean, I've been gone. I'm 75. I've been gone since 1967, but I've always kept a place. I've got a place. Oh, look, Kay says she was in walking distance from Leonard's Bakery. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Uh,
And by the way, Kay, I don't know about you, but I still like the plain. I'm
yeah.
not into the custard with the coconut filling or the haupia filling or the guava filling. I mean, I'm still in the plain. Give me that plain. My kids like the cinnamon sugar one, but give me the plain. But anyway, speaking of poke, so poke has become so big here in the mainland, right, Kamaka?
Mhm.
And even in Europe, all over
Wow.
Europe. But it just drives me a little bit, and we should ask your audience, how do you feel when you hear people mispronounce poke?
Oh.
They they say pokey, pokey. I'm going, ah, no. It's
So
poke. It's a
it's poke.
Hawaiian word.
So two things. Two things.
Yeah.
Popoke is cat, yeah, in Hawaiian. Popoke is cat. So, and then if you look up poke in the Hawaiian, Antimary Kavena Pukui's dictionary, Poki, it is a white supernatural dog on Kauai in Hawaiian legend. So I said, Popoke is cat and Poke is a supernatural dog. You guys have any of that on your guys' menu? What? I said, this is misspelled over here. Yeah, you guys, let me talk to the owner for a little bit, anyway. So yeah, most of them has corrected it now, but when it first came out, it was Poki. It was horrible, yeah.
Yeah, totally. This is a Hawaiian word, and we have to pay attention, and we have to honor the Hawaiian language and the Hawaiian words, and
Absolutely.
I was at the Nahoku Awards last month in Honolulu, and it was beautiful. It was at the Hawaii Theater on Bethel Street in downtown Honolulu, and it was beautiful. And I love the fact that a lot of the Hawaiian awardees, when they won, they accepted and they said mahalo in Hawaiian. They
Beautiful.
just spoke Hawaiian. They didn't have to explain anything. They didn't interpret it. They just accepted in Hawaiian. And one guy said, "Hey, if you don't understand Hawaiian, go learn it." And so Kamaka, there's a resurgence of being proud of the Hawaiian
Absolutely.
language and
Absolutely.
being proud of being from Hawaii like you and I are, and say, hey, I grew up in Kalihi Valley, I went to Farrington. And, we got to be proud of where we come from, because
Absolutely.
for so long, it was kind of like, what? You're from an island in the Pacific? What? I remember when I first came to the mainland in 1967. I went to school. I went to Fresno State College, and people were asking me, do you have electricity? Do you live in those grass shacks? I mean, I was like, what time are we living in? But and it's just or they would say, oh, but you speak English. I said,
know.
well, barely. I can speak pidgin too, but you know, but it was, it was that, and to this day, there's still some stereotypes. There's still some ideas that, Hawaii people are, back and way backwards, and or people will come up to me and say, "Oh, but you speak such good English," and I'm thinking, and I'm positive, Kamaka, you get that too in Southern California.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was talking with a kumuhula in Japantown last weekend. I was up in San Francisco, up in your neck of the woods there, and he was laughing. He said, the idea that Hawaiians were lazy is really a misnomer. He said, let me just explain something to you. Hawaiians would get up very early. They go fishing because that's when the fish are hungry. They're looking for, and the fish are out. They're scavenging. They do all of their work in the morning when it's cool. They go up. They go hunting. They go fishing. They do their gardening. They get all the work done before the sun come out. And when the sun comes out and it's hot, they go down to the beach and they kick back. He goes, and the haoles come and they see us kicking back over there. They're working whatever. They say, Hawaiians are lazy. I'm sorry. Hawaiians have got their work done already. You guys are the Lolo ones working during the heat. Get up early. That's what Hawaiians would do. That is Hawaiian time, bro. I go, you know what? Yeah, absolutely correct.
That's right.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
absolutely.
But you've just said, you said Honolulu, yeah? So many times
Yes.
I hear Honolulu. My friend Andy Bumatai
Oh
says,
my.
no. He goes, my friend goes, Honolulu is a girl named Lulu that lives in Hanamaui, okay? That's Honolulu, okay? We live in Honolulu. Hello, so so
Yeah.
true. So true.
Yeah.
You
This is how we can tell, by the way, Kamaka, how
uh
people, if they're not from the islands,
mm,
they would say Honolulu. We always say Honolulu. It's a
Honolulu.
Hawaiian word.
Yeah.
And I tell people when, they said, "Oh, it's so hard to read the Hawaiian words on the street signs." I said, "No, you just take it syllable at a time, and
Hmm.
you just pronounce every vowel. It's the easiest language in the books, I think."
Hmm.
But then we grew up there,
Yeah. Phonetically, that's all it
so you
takes, a
were
little bit of patience. Yeah.
yeah. So you were gonna say, Kamaka, sorry, I
No, no,
rudely
no,
interrupted you.
no,
This is
no,
what
no,
happens
no,
when you're
no.
from this is what happens when you're from Farrington and you're from
I love
Kalihi
it.
Valley,
No, no.
you know, we get pretty tough.
I love it. I have a friend at Bobo Miles, Kalai Bobo Miles, lives actually in Haleiwa. He is a school teacher. And he just recently, he was living in Santa Cruz for a number of years, Santa Cruz, California. And probably about a year ago, yeah, Bobo, has it been a year or maybe two? He and his partner moved back with their two sons and living in Haleiwa. And he says he had something to say, and they were coming in really, really fast, but it was interesting. And it was just say, oh, I know what he said. He's talking about rainbow. He go, rainbow is junk now, too expensive, and too little bit food now. So, but it's a sign of the times, right? The the food costs are going up. You look at it, you go, wow, plate lunch, $15. Hello, plate lunch, $20. But it's just a reflection of the times and that we live in. Financially, everything is
Yeah. But
incredibly
just
expensive.
sidebar too, who somebody posted about rainbow is too expensive. But it is locally owned, people.
True.
The next generation, I met the next generation who's running it, and we have to support the locally owned places.
And if
We
not
just
good,
have to support them.
give them feedback. Give them feedback. If you don't like the way they taste, you gotta say, hey, well,
Exactly.
let me talk to the guy.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
so we all love food. You can't be from Hawaii and not love food. And we always say, "Hey, what places have you gone to?" So a couple of my favorite places, I'm going to tell your viewers right now. I love Namikaze. It's kind of off Dillingham.
Oh.
Namikaze, Name Kaze,
Mm.
Kaze, and it's by Jordan Poole, Hapa Hali guy from Kauai, and he taught at Kapiolani College, the food program there.
Hmm.
And he is making the most ono kind of food because he uses the Hawaiian ingredients plus, fusion foods. And it is so ono. I mean, chawanmushi, you've never had anything like it before. I mean,
Hmm.
he really is being innovative, and he's hiring the local people, so I would highly recommend Namikaze by Jordan Poole. I mean, the other
Beautiful.
place, well, I'm recommending because I went to a
Yes.
place called Basalt, Basalt.
Hmm.
It's right next to the International Marketplace, and they have charcoal wonton um, rolls. It's black,
Interesting.
and they have charcoal pancakes.
Hmm.
It's cut black pancakes because the idea is charcoal is sort of good for the health and everything, and it's local guys run it, um, and so it's kind of cool. And again, I really support the local people, but Salt is not a chain restaurant. And of course, I always support Roy Yamaguchi. I mean, I go to his places all the time because he is of the islands. And
Yes.
Roy, he really sourced. He was the father of farm fresh, farm to table. And that was Roy who started it, 20, 30 years ago. And he's still going strong. And he really sort of pushes the young up and coming chefs out his door to go start their own places. So,
Yes.
I think we got to support those people, Kamaka.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling all your viewers, please support the local people in the islands.
Roy Yamaguchi, a friend of mine, and I met him through another buddy of mine. He and I cooked together. Gordon Hopkins. Gordon Hopkins is his executive chef for all of his franchisees, and Gordon is a Kamehameha schoolboy. Gordon and I worked at Michelle's at the Colony Surf. He was my sous chef, and I was his line cook. So we go back to the 70s when Roy opened up Hawaii Kai, and I remember going in and sampling. And I used to go into Roy's and sit down and don't bring the menu because Gordon and Roy got some, and they would bring out the stuff that they're test. Hey, try sample this, bro. What you think? What you think? So it was always a fun thing to go to Roy's because always new things happening. Um, Here's a comment over here from Nate Jones. What's up, brother Nate? Brother Nate is our talent coordinator, and he says, "Aloha, Jen. Mahalo for coming on the show. We had Kimo Kauanu on the show a few months ago, and he spoke so highly of Al Espinda, who coached that 1966 Farrington team that won the championship." Oh, I thought you was going to say Lippy Espinda or Al Espinda.
Alice Binda, he was our coach, yes. And
Wow.
Stan Cariente, who unfortunately has passed, he was our quarterback,
Ah.
and we never let him. Tommy Gushigan was our running back. I mean, so we remember all these people, and Tommy is still around, but Stan Cariente unfortunately has passed, and so we have to honor them. And this is the other thing I tell people: if you have a reunion, go back to that
Go.
reunion,
Yeah.
attend the reunion, see your friends, and get together and give them some, hugs and sing the songs. And, we sang Hawaii Pono'i at our 57th high school class
Ah.
reunion. We sang happy birthday to ourselves. But it matters where we come from, Kamaka.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It matters
It does
that we
matter.
honor our friendships from high school, because for us in Hawaii, high school is it. A lot of people didn't go in my class. People didn't always go on to college. So it's our high school friends that have remained. I still get together with my girlfriends from Hawaii back then in 1966, and here it is. We're 75 years old, and we still get together
Ah.
for lunches and dinners, and I mean that's what home is all about.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
friendship.
Olena Hugh, former Miss Hawaii, recommended Namikaze to us as well when she was on the show back in March. So there you go. We go back
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then
You
Nate
gotta
says,
go, gotta go.
Kimo said Lippy and Al were brothers. I did not know that. Oh.
Oh, okay, but
Ah.
Alice Spender was our coach, yeah, and we, to this day, our class is so proud. We won the state championship,
Yeah.
and we remind everybody that we were the class that won the state championship. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. So let's see. My goodness, here's this goes back. This goes back. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this convertible. Hey,
yes,
uh,
yeah.
is that a looks
And
like a
this is,
Ford? Yeah, Ford. Is that a Ford
yeah, it
convertible?
was a Ford convertible. This was our
Woo!
first car, and my sister and I had to share. My mother's in the front seat, my sister's in the back, and I think I just got my license. And this is the car that my sister and I drove to Farrington to go to school in. And my
Oh,
sister and I are only 2 years apart. So yeah, this is we lived on Kilohi Street,
uh-huh.
right? And then across was Dole Intermediate School.
Uh-huh.
And it was a kind of a poor neighborhood. I mean, our house was broken into twice. Not that we had
Oh.
anything in it, but I'm thinking, what do they want? Um, but we were, but that was back in the day.
Yeah.
That's when I got my license, and yeah, we thought we're so cool, right?
And
We're driving.
typical of local girl, you also had to
Yeah,
dance hula. So cute. Look at
yes.
you. Oh, kawaii,
Oh, thank. Oh,
kawaii.
domo arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, kawaii, as you're saying, it's cute. That's very kind of you, Kamaka. So, I say to people like my kids most grew up here in San Francisco Bay Area, but they took ballet. And I said to everybody, we didn't take ballet. We took hula,
That was Hawaiian ballet,
right?
hula.
Yeah, that was how we all took hula. And so, that's what I would love to see that come back instead of, taking ballet in Hawaii, take
Mm.
hula. And
Hmm.
my second daughter, spent a summer in Honolulu, and
Ah,
she took hula. She joined a halau. She went to learn from the kumu. She learned the proper way, and I'm so proud of her
yeah.
that she took up the hula. And I would love to see, and maybe it's because I'm old. I want some of these older things that we did to come back, Kamaka.
Hmm.
I want to see the young kids taking hula again. I was so proud that both my daughters took hula. But I think it's important that we honor the traditions that we grew up with. Because
Absolutely.
if we don't honor it, it will be gone.
I was talking to Kumu Hula Kavika Alfishi last weekend in San Francisco, and he brought his halal and also another Kumu Hula. And I made it a point to, and I do that. I have the pleasure of emceeing a lot of the festivals and a lot of the ahuikes and things of this sort. And I always take the Kumu Hula aside and say, Kumu, mahalo, mahalo. And they look at me and I said, look, maybe you don't hear this very often, but you are the torchbearers. You're sharing with your hamana, with your students, not just hula, the tradition of Hawaii, but there's some other character building qualities that you are reinforcing: responsibility, respect. They got to be on time. They need to respect each other. There's working together as a team. These are all qualities that are not being taught out there. And this generation of kids, the millennials and so forth, of course, I'm just broad stroking because there are exceptions to that, do not know that. They feel that they're so privileged, they deserve this, they deserve that. They're not being taught what you are teaching your hamana, the young people. So mahalo for that. And they kind of look at me like, oh, oh, I never thought about that. I said, well, you teach them to be prompt. Oh, yes. You teach them to respect each other. Yes. And we go down the line and they go, yeah, no, I go, absolutely, to give me a big hug, because you're
Yeah.
absolutely correct there, Jan. They are the torchbearers and they are passing on the discipline, and the traditions all together when you learn hula.
You,
Yeah.
and we have such grace in Hawaii. We have such humbleness, and we have such pride in being born and raised in Hawaii. I mean, I say to everybody, I'm from Hawaii, born and raised, and I feel such pride when I say that. It's the truth, number one. You and I,
Mhm.
born and raised in Hawaii. I was so proud when some years ago, a couple years ago, that the Little League baseball team won the championship.
Mhm.
And remember, the coach said to them, now you got to be humble. We're
Mhm.
going to, tip off, take our hats off and tip our hats off. We're going to say thank you. We're going to clean up the stadium,
Mhm.
and we're going to clean up the locker rooms. I was so proud to say that I'm from Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's my team.
Yeah.
And so we have some really wonderful traditions, and we have some, pride in where we've come from. And, part of Hawaii is being really humble. And I think that's a good thing to be and to have. And so we've
Absolutely.
got to make sure that the next generation takes it with them and builds upon it. And my
Absolutely.
fear is, and I'm just going to go way off because I'm old. I'm old. I'm 75. I I I fear the younger generation, and I tell the younger generation, we are in your hands. You are the future. So let's make the future bright as all heck. But one of the things that I think that, we look to you, Kamaka, and a lot of times I'm asked to speak. But why? Because we took chances. We took chances and we did it. I mean, you're a stand-up comedian, you MC things, you put yourself out there to fall flat on your face. And a lot of times the young people are not doing that. They want to be safe and they want to be, in the background, and they get educated, but they're not taking the chances of being out there. And I say, when you're young, take that chance, fail, fall down, but the next day you're going to pick yourself up and try again. People look at me and they say, "Oh, Jan, you had such a great career in television." And to some extent, they're right. I loved my career in television. Sidebar, I'm so doing a tiny television series. I'm hosting a tiny television series called Aging Well for KITV in Honolulu. In fact, I'm shooting another series in at the end of the month. I'm so proud that at this age, I can still host a television show. But I did take chances.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that in San Francisco, where I wanted to start my career, and I wanted to start here on the mainland because I, I felt I couldn't start in Hawaii back then in 75 because I was afraid to fail in front of my family and that I would bring shame upon the family, and everybody would talk and the relatives would all know, and my parents would feel terrible and I would feel terrible. So one of the reasons I started my career on the mainland was I could take chances, and if I failed, nobody would know. They couldn't talk about me. You know how you talk about the relatives, and so
Yeah.
nobody could talk about me. So sometimes I think you got to leave the islands, the safety of the islands,
Yeah.
to really strike out and take chances and do it. And if you have to do that, absolutely go do that. That's
Great.
what I did. But then come home and give back. So
Yes.
I have to tell people, yes, I had a 20-year career on CBS5 in San Francisco, and I got to host this show 5 days a week. It was called Evening Magazine, and I got to travel the world and travel the United States, come back to Hawaii. I did this generational story on my family in Hawaii. That was one of my best shows. My grandma, my parents brought my kids. So it was like four generations of family. And I did a story about my grandmother being a picture bride. Here's that four generations right here. I'm in the middle with my kids. My grandma is, you can see she's in the blue dress, and she was
Aw.
holding my son. And
Oh.
so she was the picture bride. She came, she was 19 years old. She got on a boat from Japan. She didn't speak any English. She sailed to Honolulu, and she got married to this guy she never met. She had a picture of him. And then she proceeded to have 10 kids. One of the kids was my mother, who was to her right, my grandma's right. And she survived and she worked hard, and that was that generation who just took chances. I mean,
Yeah.
I would never. Somebody said to me, "Okay, Jan, you get on this ship and you go to, like Costa Rica, or you know who knows, and get married to this guy." I would say, "No way, not a chance."
We're going to take a break.
But
We're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back with more of Jan Yanehiro and her adventures and her journey So don't go away. We'll be right back on the Aloha Friday show with the Sandwich Island Social Network.
Is it time? I have to do this?
Don't do interviews. Oh. TV. Come on in.
Okay. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to go, close my eyes, and jump. And then scream.
I don't have a responsibility to live my life for my fans, as I would not ask them to live theirs for me. You know, I mean, that's...
But then you do have...
I think I hear them calling you for your next scene, Henry, but...
Thank you. Oh, did you get that?
Okay, the gang's all here. Good evening.
Hi, everybody. I'm Yanehiro, and tackling my neck is Oliver here, and above us is his friend, no, sister, I guess.
Yes, this is Thelma over here, and
Thelma.
I'm Richard Hart.
Oh, great. Oh,
No, they
hi.
over there. Look over there.
Do you know what is the #1 attraction in cities today? You think
Baseball, football.
okay.
No, these critters, zoos, attracted
Zoos.
more people.
And
last
we're
year.
here at the San Francisco Zoo, by the way, and maybe someday Oliver and his sister might be stars, you think?
Right now, they're playing with microphones. Look, Oliver, that is a microphone over there. Listen, if you want to find out about microphones and cameras and all that stuff and maybe become a television star yourself, we're going to introduce you to a man now who just might have the answer. Greg Snazel.
The Bungee brothers are John and Peter Cockelman. They teeter on the edge of thrill-seeking sanity and then jump off. They are going to show me everything I need to know about leaping off a 100-foot bridge in the Sierra foothills. As I'm preparing for my first plunge on the bunge, several thoughts are racing through my mind, but only one thing is going to show on my frozen face.
I can't wipe this smile off my face.
Beautiful Hawaii, our 50th state, land of tropical splendor, land of palm trees, land of tiny concrete cubicles.
I grew up here in Hawaii, in Honolulu, and for me, this place has changed drastically. My mother grew up here, and she remembered when Waikiki was just a worthless piece of swampland. Today, a lot of natives look at Honolulu, at Waikiki, and see just a concrete city. They say Hawaii is being paved over and paradise is getting harder and harder to find. So some native Hawaiians have given up the urban life to look for their own paradise. Well, I'm really excited. Now, a couple years ago, Steve got to go up in a hot air balloon by himself. I tracked him on the ground. This time, we both get to go up.
And this is your first trip, right?
#1.
I think we're all going to enjoy this. You know, over the course of the years, we found that the stories that you all tend to enjoy the most seem to be ones where all of us get to experience an exotic new place.
And one of the places we're going to take you in this new season is to one of America's most fabled mansions.
When I came to visit this great photographer, Anzo Adams, I had hoped he would take my picture. And before we left, he did. And then I turned around and took a picture of Anzo, and then he took a picture of our cameraman, Jim Arnold, who was all the while taking pictures of us taking pictures. Anzo Adams, one of America's greatest photographers.
I used to be a happy TV news.
You guys, don't laugh. I can't see Steve, but I can see you guys. Good evening. I'm not here.
Close, take one, Friday, October 29th. I don't know, I'm just not in the mood.
Okay, ready? All right, this is show open, take one, August 2nd, and 3 seconds from now. Good evening, I'm Yanehiro. This is Steve. This Friday? I don't know what day this is. I don't even know what day this is. October 20th.
This thing here?
Why that smile is there, I have no idea. Now it's getting pretty intimidating. Okay, now I'm getting nervous.
Richard Hart never experienced this.
This is really crazy now. All right, now, do I still have the smile on my face? Yes. This is really crazy.
Toes right on the edge like Greg Louganis. Like you're going to do a back jump.
I'm not Greg Louganis.
Yes, you are.
Okay, this is pretty scary now. Okay. Ah!
Ready for the countdown?
Okay, give me support.
You can do it, kid. Good, kid. All right.
Okay.
Richard Hart eats your heart out.
Oh, God.
Countdown, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, one more time. One more time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Great. All right, I want to do it again.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Look like Wile E. Coyote.
Now you think you're going to die. Then you think you are going to die. Yep. That was it. All right, Rich. I had a great time. You said I would. But you tried this jump off a diving board, huh? Gotcha.
Okay. I think I peed a little. I'm sorry.
Well,
I wanted to play that segment. That is such an amazing collage, collection of your programs, the journeys that you've had over the years. And I wanted to share that. When you sent it to me, I went, I have to do it in its entirety, just because it's just a nice. It tells such a great story, Jen. What a wonderful adventure you've had and continue to have. And would you say that bungee jumping, was that probably
Bungee jump. It was fun. I've done it a couple more times actually, and I love it. And all my kids have done it too. Again, leap of faith to the young people. I say, jump,
Yeah,
right? Just jump right in. Jump.
Look at that transition. That transition is great.
Jump for the opportunity, and go for it. And, I mean, I stood the chance of really making a fool of myself here in the Bay Area, but I took that chance. And I will tell you, it wasn't easy getting on television because 1975, nobody looked like me on TV. And so I was turned down by every single television station in San Francisco, ABC, CBS, NBC. And the fact that I went back to CBS to audition again for this environmental show called Evening Magazine, and then they hired me. So even if you get turned down, the issue is this: don't be afraid to go back and knock on that door again. And that's exactly what I did. And I had this incredible career. I should have corrected myself this is back in the 80s. I said Honolulu instead of Honolulu. I should have corrected myself back then. Mistakes, we pull ourselves back up and we do it again. And that's the message I want young people to hear at Kamaka. I'm sure you do too. When you're a stand-up comedian and you go out there, you put yourself out to the mercy of the audience, and you don't know if you're going to make it or not. But even if you don't, you pick yourself back up and go again. And that's the message I think that I want to tell the young people today. It's okay to fail, but you get up the next day and keep going. And I stood a chance of failing a lot of times in my 20-year career in television. But I had such fun, and I got to interview the rich and the famous, from Steve Martin to Henry Winkler to chimpanzees all around me, to
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yes.
And
we did get to travel. You saw some of the travel segments. I did get to interview Akebono, I think it was, in Tokyo. Also in Tokyo, just last year, I interviewed Carissa Moore, our
Olympic
surf champ, gold medalist, and she was so wonderful. And here's a young person who did it against all odds. She was in the first surf contest for women in the Olympics. She told me that she really wanted to talk about her foundation. It's the More Aloha Foundation, how she's teaching young people to surf. And that's why she was in Japan when I interviewed her last October in Japan. She was going around the country of Japan teaching young people to surf and really appreciate the idea of surfing. So I love the fact that she's giving back. And so whatever you and I can do to give back to our community, I think we must. And Chris Yamaguchi was in Hawaii in April, and I emceed her event. I'm on her board. She's giving back to the young students of Hawaii. She goes into underserved neighborhoods and gives them these laptops, and they can read off the laptops and they can take it home. And we're raising funds to do that in Honolulu and also on the Big Island too. And so, find ways to give back. It doesn't have to be big. It can be, just volunteer somewhere and go do it. And along the way, some fun things will happen. Take chances, and like I did, and fun things can happen. So thank you for showing that long clip. You could have cut short.
No, I didn't want to, because I knew it was a little bit long, but it was just nicely put together, and I wanted to share that with our family, and I'm sure they enjoyed it as well. Now, you have this book called "This Is Not the Life I Ordered: 60 Ways to Keep Your Head Above Water When Life Keeps Dragging You Down." Tell us about this. It is available on Amazon. Tell us about this.
Kamaka, I will tell you the truth, and I know we're getting close to the end, but career, you've got 3 kids, you've got a husband and you're married and you're from Hawaii and all that. It wasn't the perfect life. So my husband was diagnosed with brain cancer. His name was John Zimmerman. He was diagnosed with brain cancer when he was 46 years old. 6 months later, he died. It was the shock of my life. My children were 12, 10, and 6 years young at the time. And so, I always thought that we would beat this thing called brain cancer. Well, we didn't beat it. And within 6 months, he was gone. And I was left with 3 kids. And I had to make sure that they grew up. I'm pleased to say, Kamaka, that the 3 kids grew up. They all went to college. They do have jobs. And nobody went to jail yet. You never know. But yet. So I'm pleased to say, but, when you're on this road of life and life throws you a curveball, what do? You can get off the road a little bit, but you got to get back on. And that's what I had to learn to do. I was also 46 at the time when he died. And I thought, I've got 3 little kids. I've got to make sure that they grow up and they reach their full potentials. And that's what I worked for years, to make sure that they did. So it wasn't the life I ordered, but you got to keep going, Kamaka. And that's what I learned. And that's what I want to share with everybody. Well, it isn't a perfect life.
This book is very, very well received. It's got 4.5 stars on Amazon. The reviews are just amazing. I was reading a few of them, how inspirational and fortifying it was, and it is for a number of folks that have read it. And I encourage you our listeners and our viewers, to go take a look on Amazon. I'm an old school. I like the book. I like the smell of paper, and I'm not really a digital reader, but it's also on download as well. But I like to hold the book and to turn the page
and read. Me too. No Kindle for me.
No.
Okay, but before we go, I'm going to ask you. Okay, I'm a reporter too, so I get to ask you some questions.
Oh no!
Every time I go home, and I know you go back to the islands. What do you love to eat for dessert?
Dessert.
Okay, dessert. I'm all about dessert. Okay, so what are your top faves? And I'll give you mine, and people can write in about that. I love dobosh cake.
Ooh. Delight Bakery gone. Delight Bakery's gone, yeah. I think, did they close? I think they're gone.
Yeah, but Liliha, you can get it at Liliha.
Oh, Liliha, yeah.
So I love dobosh cake, chantilly, and dream cake with all the little shaves of chocolate.
Be still. Oh, my heart.
I know. So there you go. I leave your audience with my faves, and dobosh cake, chantilly, or sometimes chantilly, and the dream cake. I just love that. And malasadas, of course. We got to get malasadas.
I discovered down in Waihole, the Waihole Poi Factory. All right. Aside from them serving great Hawaiian food, their squid luau is delightful. Their dessert is called Sweet Lady of Waihole. Okay.
Ooh.
It is ice cream, and it's got warm kulolo over the top of it. And then they have some male coconut syrup over the top of it. I ordered 2 and evaporated both of them. It is worth next time if you get out, you're taking a little cruise on that side. If you're not, go hungry so you can order some Hawaiian food at the Waihole Poi Factory, and then save room, or even ask so that they don't run out, because sometimes I went there, we just all out, Uncle, I'm so sorry. Order it ahead of time, let them hold it for you, and it is my top favorite right now, the Sweet Lady of Waihole at the Waihole Poi Factory.
Sounds great. And then, of course, shave ice, especially now it's so hot in Hawaii. I always get the rainbow flavored shave ice at Waihola's with azuki beans.
Yes. Waiola is the place to go. You have to find it. It's the one in Mo'iliili is my favorite. It's just about a block Eva of the old Honolulu Stadium. It's in a residential area. You got to go find it. It is worth finding it. And oh my goodness, it is the place for shave eyes, absolutely.
And there's one just off of Kapahulu Avenue too. You can see it sort of off of
Oh, they still
Kapahulu
there?
Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Nice.
still there. They're still
Nice,
there.
nice,
And now
nice.
they got real fancy. I mean, they
Uh-oh.
have like like picnic tables, and you can order, and you can eat you shave ice at the picnic tables and stuff. I mean, they're really fancy now.
Uh-huh. Oh, Nate Jones, my brother Nate, he is so awesome. Nate is, I don't know if you know this, but Nate worked for Disney, ESPN, as a statistician. So he is the guy that works behind the scenes that feeds all the talking heads, all the stats. If you're watching a game, and you know this, Jan, if you're watching a game and the guy, a football game, the person that feeds the announcer, the talking heads, all the stats about how many yards and all that is that guy. And that was Nate Jones. He no longer works there, but he is very detail oriented. And look at this. This is what he said. Check Midweek Magazine or the dining out section of the Honolulu Star Advertiser. They usually have a $2 off coupon for dessert.
At the Waiheke Toy Factory.
brother Nate, I love you, bro. But yeah, Sweet Lady of Waiheke dessert at the Waiheke Point Factory. Oh my goodness gracious. Jan, thank you so much for coming and Vala'au Talk Story with us. So much of a pleasure to meet you and to learn about you. You have, and I wanted to, you know what, I'm going to do it because I think it's important. And this one is also important. I want to show this right now because
we all know moving is good for us, of all ages. Here at the Still and Moving Center, they have so many ways for us to move.
We have so many classes here. We offer over 60 a week. I would say starting with your own interest is a really great way to begin. Are you interested in dance? Would you like to move your body? Are you interested in a mat class like yoga or Pilates to build strength? But I teach hula. I also teach olelo. I have an introductory language class. I teach ukulele, also oli chanting. And I teach both kahiko and awana. Stay friends.
I started dancing hula after I moved here to Hawaii, and I thought it was a really important way to connect because I'm not from Hawaii, and so I think it's really important for folks that come here to educate themselves about where they are and learn more. It's really great to come down every week and have this part of my routine, and the Still Moving Center has given Malia a home here to have her halau, and that halau is my home, so Still Moving Center is like another home to me.
You don't need to know. All you need to do is try. We have lots of introductory offers where you can try different classes. We have people at the front desk are so warm and they're so knowledgeable. All you need to do is stop in or give a call, and there will be somebody who can guide you, that can help you. It is a welcoming space where we can touch into nature, move to beautiful music, and it's something that calls people from all over the world. We're starting something new where we are providing space for students to come into the studio, lay out their mats, and join these incredible classes while our teachers are teaching remotely from other places, even around the world. We welcome all ages, all abilities to just move together.
You can just leave me here. Goodbye.
I love that. So that is a show that debuted on KITV, ABC in Hawaii called Aging Well. It debuted in February of this year, and it continues, and you go back and shoot segments there.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And this is so fun because this is the Still and Moving Center. It's just off by near Ala Moana. You remember the Sears end? I still call it the Sears end.
Yeah.
And they welcome everybody to Mondays. They have hula, and I was in that class when the young boy from the mainland, I think he was 22, and there was also an 85-year-old young woman dancing the hula. It was so much fun. So I would highly recommend going and just trying the hula.
Yeah. Fantastic. Mahalo nui, Jan, for being such a great guest on our Aloha Friday show. Our friends enjoyed it so much. We look forward to many more great stories. If you have sometime you want to come back, our doors to our Holly are always open, and we can talk even more about. I think we just touched just a tip of the iceberg of your journeys and the story. You must have amazing stories, even more than that we want to talk about. So thank you, Jan.
Well, my honor. It's been my honor, Kamaka. Thank you for having me, and to all our friends and people in ohana from Hawaii. Aloha.
There goes Jen. Thank you very much. She's going to go back to the green room. We get the sushi platter in there and get some smoked marlin, as we always do, for our guests. And once again, if you have some friends that may have missed the show today, let them know that all of our broadcasts are archived on our YouTube channel, which is Sandwich Island Social Network on YouTube. Wow, what a great opportunity for us to talk story with Jan Yanehiro. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. You guys are great. My goodness. I missed some of the folks. Kalamai, Eric Yamaguchi, my good buddy. Eric jumped in. Bobo, thank you so much for popping in as well. Kay Bennett, Marty Burns. We had a few more friends, and if I didn't get to your comments, Kalamai, sorry. I only get 2 fingers over here, and only 1 work, but it's all good. Have a great rest weekend. Be safe out there. We'll see you next time on the Aloha Friday Show video podcast with the Sandwich Islands Social Network. Aloha no, everybody.